We'll leave it there. That's okay.
Okay, but I mean, people probably want to know if you think gold is ever going to go, I mean, it went from 200 to 1,700. That's a pretty good move, isn't it? Is it ready to go again? Probably not, given what you think about that the Fed is not.
Listen, gold is, to me, is a function of interest rates. Okay, so if you think the economy is going to start moving, and the stock market starts moving, it's, gold can move up because there's so much money out there. On the other hand, if you have interest rates start to move, you're going to have a problem. So the question is, when do interest rates start to move? And the interest rates won't start to move until you have the stock market that goes up a lot, or the real economy that really improves. It's going to take one or both of those conditions to make things happen.
You think U.S. equities are the most attractive in the world right now?
Listen, the United States of America is a great, great place. It's a greater place than it was 3 years ago when we first talked. I'm from Pittsburgh, as you know, and that's probably the center of one of the ranges, biggest range out there for natural gas. We are, low-cost energy producer in the world. I believe that unemployment will come down over time because of our natural advantages that we have in this country. So, yeah, I mean, I think the United States is a fantastic place. But I think other markets, could you have bigger moves in the European market? Could you have a bigger move in the Japanese market because, levels they're trading at? Yeah. But this market is a very good market. And I think that once we can get over this hump, if you will, we could have, like I said, Prince.
Then you don't have to get too complicated and look for,
Party like it's 99.
For plantation.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying there's a possibility. I would just beg, it's like you want to beg these guys in D.C. to do something to help this country just get to where it was, get people to work. They can do it. They really can.
Is it enough? We talked to Bob Dahl earlier, who said he thinks businesses will, as long as there's some clarity, even if it's bad news, in terms of what the tax setup's going to be, just give them clarity and they can work with that.
Clarity is so important. We haven't had clarity in so long. Whether it's Obamacare, we know what that is. Now, that's, if you don't like it, fine, but you have some sort of clarity, and there may be some changes, but you have relative clarity. Just give us some clarity on these tax rates. Give us just get it done. Get something done, a path. And it would be great. It was very cheerful to know that they're talking about moving, so we won't have another deadline in 2 months. If you can get something done without that deadline, it's a really good thing. And you can, not only for the markets, but for the real economy, and really for, people to start working.
If you were the president, would you take a deal without that?
Yeah, would you compromise now if you were the president, or would you?
What I would do if I was the president, hard job. If I was the president, I would really lead on the Medicare stuff that everybody knows has to get done.
You'd push more on that than you would necessarily.
That's his base, though, David.
I would want both. I mean, look, it's on the table now. You saw it, so it's on the table. They want the president to come out front. It's very hard for these guys. Let's face what's hard, okay? It's hard for Republicans to individually say, I want to cut this from Medicare. I want to cut this. I want to raise this age. Okay? Everybody knows it needs to be done. There's one leader, one real leader in this country, and he has to do it. Okay, that's all. I mean, he's the guy. And I agree with him, though. I think you have to move. I would like to see that, not cut out like these guys are talking about, but move it a year.
So you think
let the economy get some real running room. Let people.
You're optimistic he's going to do this? Will he rise to the occasion?
I personally don't know the guy.
What do you think?
I hope he does that. I hope he. What do you guys have this badge about? Rise or what's your
rise above?
Rise above.
That's for everybody. That's a Rorschach test.
It's not a rise above for everybody. You really have it's the president to say this is what he'll do on this spending side. And then, like I said on the Lincoln movie, to knock some heads around, and whatever it is, like in the Lincoln movie, and get it done. Right. And get it done. He can do it. It can get done. If he really wants it, if he really wants to get these Democrats up in the office, get that side done, and the Republicans, they basically they put rates on the table. It will happen on that side. Listen. They can, raise my rate. I don't care. Get rid of this stupid, some guys are going to be mad at me, but get rid of this stupid carried interest thing. I hope it's gone. Right. It's enough already with that.
I have a Bernanke question for you that relates to all of this. There have been reports, including some of my own reporting, that suggested that he may ultimately step down in 2014. If that happens, how does that change your view on all of this?
Who is taking his place? Is it Yellen?
That's
Who's more dovish than him?
the question du jour. Could be Yellen. Some people have said Tim Geithner could come back. Some people have said it's a name we're not thinking about.
Well, look, I think as long as you're having a Democratic president, this president who has not been on the other side as you had some of the Republicans on the other side, I would not worry that much about a policy change. I mean, if you have Dudley or Yellen or somebody of that ilk or anybody that they're likely to appoint, it's just not going to be that difference in policy. I mean, so I'm not worried about Bernanke. Would have made a difference if you had a Republican, if Mitt Romney was there and it would have gone different. Yeah, it could have made a difference. But I don't think you're going to get that much difference in policy that the market should be concerned at all about it.
David, really quickly, we have to go. We're out of time. But I did tell you I'd remind you about your friends you were going to call out.
Oh, yeah. Just, I was supposed to mention a couple of my friends who have crushes on, who's the Australian anchor?
Mandy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm not going to mention their names right now. I just scared them and their heart just stopped. But I'm just going to give them a huge break on that one. And not going to mention Jay's name or anybody else's or Phil's name or any of my other friends. Not going to mention their names.
Well done.
It's very kind of you.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy like that. So,
David, thank you very much for coming in. We appreciate it.
What takes so long? Well, but you can call in when if you change everything, you need to tell us.
You need to tell you. You mean, you guys have called me. I want to tell you, just for your producer, she has called me over the last 2 years 105 times, okay?
Manit.
Manit, who should get to...
I call her man-eater.
That's like once a week.
I'm sure now she's going to be killing me when I walk off the set here, so...
Well, we were thrilled to have you, so thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
When we come back, we'll get the latest buzz from Wall Street. We're going to be checking in with Jim Cramer at the New York Stock Exchange. Stick around. Squawk will be right back.